Thank you for watching tonight's coverage of the Albany Invitational Basketball Tournament on Albany TV. Coverage for this week's tournament games have been brought to you by these fine sponsors: BTC Bank, Petty John Auto Center in Bethany and Albany, Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards North in Albany, the Albany Hy-Vee, the B&G in the Morning Podcast, Farm Bureau Agent Tammy Siddons in Gentry County, Northwest Cell, the Gentry and Worth County Cattlemen's Association, American Family Insurance Agent David Smith in Albany and Stanberry, Giratano Meatco in Albany Mo, Northwest Chiropractic in Maryville and Stanberry, Sherry's Pharmacy in Grant City, Hogue Lumber Company in Albany, Bank Northwest, Shelter Insurance Agent Kent Peterson in Stanberry, King City Lumber Company, Blessed Nest in Bethany, Rob Cycle in Pattonsburg, Apple Nap Insurance in Grant City, East Fork Lodge and Legacy Event Center in Albany, Raymond Smith Body Shop, Andy's Whistle Stop in downtown Albany, H&B Bank, Toby Gilbert Tire in King City, Jane Fordyce Insurance in Bethany, 3B Pizza and Subs in Pattonsburg, Williams Construction, Papa's Family Restaurant in Albany, Lone Star Investments in Albany, the City of Albany, Albany Booster Club, as well as the Albany, Jefferson, King City, Pattonsburg, Princeton, South Harrison, South Nottoway, Stanberry, and Worth County school districts. And good evening and welcome out to Albany as we get set here for Consolation Night here of the Albany Tournament here on Albany TV. And we'll start out with the 45th Annual Albany Invitational Girls Basketball Consolation Game. It's the number 5 seed, Stanberry Lady Bulldogs, as they take on the number 7 seed, Worth County Lady Tigers. For Stanberry, they got into this game by losing the first round matchup to the 4 seed King City Lady Wildcats 42-30, and then winning over the 8 seed host Albany Lady Warriors 32-26. Worth County, they lost their opening round game to the number 2 seed South Harrison Lady Bulldogs 69-41, and then won a tight game over the number 6 seed Pattonsburg 43-41, and that's how both teams make it in here to this consolation ball game. For Stanberry, they've gotten some good performances out of Amelia Wallace. She was able to score 10 points in the first game and 17 in the second. Kylie Matson had 10 points in that first game, 8 points in the second game. For Worth County, they've got big games out of Kenna Steele in both games, 13 points first game, 18 points in the second. Allie Brown consistent with 6 points in both games. Riley Ruckman with 7 points in the first game, 6 points in the second. Haley Adwell, 4 points in the first game, 7 points in the second as well. Expect big performances out of Worth County for Allie Brown and Abby Brown. They're going to have to play rough tonight going inside against Kylie Matson as well as Amelia Wallace. But, Mike, we kind of talked about it a little bit before. One of the things Worth County going to have to watch out for, and they've had to deal with it a couple times already here in the tournament. When you're playing inside against those two, you're probably going to get into foul trouble here early.
Well, and I don't know if they care.
Yeah.
I mean, the other night they had, I think we figured 3 girls fouled out. 3 more had 4, and that's just the way they play. They're aggressive and physical, and I don't mean dirty in any way, shape, or form, but they're going to bump you around, and I think that's something. In all fairness to Amelia, she had a great game against Albany, particularly the second half. But the one thing, just looking at her, she doesn't have near the bricks in her pocket.
Yes.
That we see from the Worth County girls, and that doesn't mean they're fat, but they're just bigger and maybe a little bit stronger. And I think she's going to have her work cut out for her inside, maybe shooting a lot of free throws tonight, but if they can get the ball down inside to her.
And that is one thing that we have seen here so far in the tournament. There have been a lot of teams that have had a lot of trouble shooting free throws here to start, which we usually see here in this. They're used to their shooting strokes at the beginning of the season and having a little bit of rough time from the free throw line. So maybe not necessarily the worst thing to do, other than you do get yourself into foul trouble.
Yes, and the one thing I thought about this a lot with being in Albany over the years. What is there about the back? First off, every school's shooting background is a little bit different. I don't know if it's the white background. I don't know what it is. The background's about the same on both ends of the court, so it's not the distance from the basket to the wall. That shouldn't be it, but it does seem like there are teams, at least the first trip in, have a little bit of trouble shooting here. And not everybody by any means, but that is not an uncommon thing. But you're going to see man-to-man defense from Worth County, and it's going to be aggressive, and it's going to be physical. And if you drive, there are going to be people after the ball, and and we'll have you jammed up inside. For Stanberry, I think the Kylie Matson and Amelia Wallace are keys, just because one of the other things we thought with Worth County the other night was sometimes it looked like their best offense was to get it up off the glass and
Yes.
then have Steele and the two Brown girls go get it.
So we'll be back with more of your BTC Bank pregame as we get set for your B&G in the Morning podcast. Starting lineups when we come back in just a moment. Remember, tonight's pregame brought to you by BTC Bank. BTC Bank, community-minded, just like you.
Show your school spirit with a BTC Bank School Mascot Debit Card. Choose the card that fits your favorite local school, and you can earn that school extra cash. Available for new accounts or replacement cards for an existing account. Visit one of BTC Bank locations to get your school mascot debit card today, where they can instantly issue your new card. BTC Bank. Community-minded, just like you. Member FDIC.
Community-minded, just like you.
Have you looked at Petty John Auto Center lately? We're a full-service Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, Chevrolet, and GMC dealer. And we're located right here in Bethany and Albany. No matter what you need when it comes to your vehicle, we've got you covered. Factory-certified technicians, OEM and aftermarket parts, and our state-of-the-art body shop, Petty John Collision Center. Plus, vehicle financing options for every budget. So the next time you need anything related to your car, truck, SUV, or van, we're here to help. To schedule service or shop our entire new and used inventory online, visit pettyjohnauto.com. That's pettyjohnauto.com.
B&G in the Morning is a weekly podcast with co-hosts Brett Williams and Gavin Schaus. Every week, we cover the biggest stories from Missouri 8-man football, the NFL, the NBA, and more. We also do player interviews. Our goal is to keep you updated on what's going on in the sports world without the clickbait headlines. Hear us on Spotify, Anchor, and Facebook giving our opinions on the biggest sports news every week.
Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards North in Albany is your hometown trophy and award shop. Winner's Circle North makes all kinds of trophies for sports, car shows, livestock shows, baby shows, and more. Winner's Circle North also does plaques of all sizes and kinds. Want something unique? Winner's Circle North has you covered with sublimation gifts and acrylic awards. Order your trophies, awards, or one-of-a-kind items. Call Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards North at 816-632-5599 or find them on Facebook at Winner's Circle North.
And welcome back out again here to Albany. And see right there, those are the medals that the player of the games are receiving. Congratulations to the player game. Then on the back, it has the date of today's game and then also the two teams that are participating. So you kind of heard us talk about the Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards North player of the game. That is what each of those players receive. And Mike, we've kind of talked about a little bit in our players of games last year and stuff with the Papa's player of the games that they would receive a meal from Papa's. This year they receive the medal from Winner's Circle North, but it's not based upon points.
No.
It's based upon the whole issue of the game. So we've given the player of the game already out in this tournament to players that were not the leading scorer on their team, but maybe they brought something extra to the team as well. Maybe it's, did a good job on the boards, had a couple of really key steals, or maybe it was just the points at the key times that helped their team get to victory, and that is how you win that Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards North medal.
Well, one of the pet peeves I've always had watching ESPN is, what do you see highlights of? Circus shots, slam dunks, and nobody gets any kind of praise for being clutch, for good defense or rebounding. We try to recognize that too.
Yes. We'll let you listen in here to the B&G in the Morning podcast starting lineups after the national anthem here from Albany.
For the playing of our national anthem. got a great matchup this evening. The visitors on the scoreboard, the Worth County Tigers. Starting lineup, number 1, Abby Brown. Number 10, Taylor Sanders. Number 12, Paige Shearer. Number 20, Kyna Steele. And number 32, Allie Brown. Head coach Tiffany Blythe, assisted by Ashton Lewis and Don Brown. Your starters home on the scoreboard this evening for the Stanberry Lady Bulldogs. Number 12, Amelia Wallace. Number 14, Katie Engel. Number 22, Trista Lager. Number 30, Kylie Matson. And number 42, Lindsay Haley.
So again, your starting lineups tonight brought to you by the B&G in the Morning podcast. Check out the B&G in the Morning podcast with co-hosts Brett Williams and Gavin Schausch on Spotify, Anchor, and Facebook. Stanberry, the home team, will wear their home white jerseys with black lettering outlined in gold. Worth County wears their road black uniforms, gold lettering outlined in white.
Get a little change in the starting lineup tonight, too, for the Bulldogs.
Well, for both teams, really. Paige Shear gets a start tonight.
Yeah, she played
as well.
And I think Lindsay Haley starting for the Bulldogs.
May remember the name from the two Haley brothers, Daniel and Brad. Both went on to play college basketball. Led some Stanberry boys teams to a couple of state titles.
Yeah, guys like that make you. When I was coaching, I always felt like I was a lot better coach when I had guys 6'6", 6'7" that could play.
So Amelia Wallace and Abby Brown will go for the opening tip-off. And the tip-off is going to be picked up here by Kenna Steele. Goes off glass, and Worth County takes the early lead.
Steele had a nice night the other night. I think she was
18 points in the ball game.
The Tigers' leading scorer.
Yep. Was our winner circle player of the game for that game.
Yep, and I think she was one of the ones that finished with 4 fouls.
Yes. I had a bunch of rebounds, a lot of points off of those rebounds as well, as Kylie Matson has it on the wing. Has it knocked away, out of bounds. Here off of Stanberry, Allie Brown was able to get in there to knock that ball away. Taylor Sanders will bring the ball across midcourt here for the Worth County Lady Tigers. Up top to Allie Brown. High post, Abby Brown. Now knocked away, picked up here by Sanders, trying to feed it inside for Steele, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds here by Lindsay Haley. And the freshman going to have a tough assignment trying to keep Steele from getting the basketball, I believe. Getting it inside for Abby Brown. Her shot just hard off glass and then out of bounds here off of Worth County. Worth County leads here 2-0, 54 seconds here in the ball game.
One of the things we have seen, Stanberry may be more limited this year offensively, but defensively they are still pretty solid. Going to play man-to-man defense. Going to do all the fundamental things right.
Haley trying to get it over to the right wing for Engel, and just a little bit of miscommunication as Engel started to cut towards the basket. Pass will go behind her out of bounds. Sanders to bring the basketball across midcourt here for the Lady Tigers. Leaves it up top to Allie Brown. High post, Kenna Steele drives inside the paint, lays it up high off the glass for 2.
Well, and unlike Allie and Abby Brown, which are more post player types, Steele can get into the high post, put the ball on the floor, hit the 15 to 17 footer. She can do a lot more things with her size.
And the first foul here against Worth County going to go against Taylor Sanders. And that is going to be her first, team's first. As subbing in here for Worth County is going to be Riley Ruckman. Inbounds from Matson on the baseline. Leaves it short off iron. And it'll be a jump ball. Stays here with Stanberry. Lindsay Haley to inbounds here for the Lady Bulldogs. Again, we'll have Matson baseline. Her shot long that time. As the rebound made by Lager, can't get it to go. Wallace with the rebound. Her shot no good. And then finally rebounded here by Worth County. Ball knocked around, and it's going to be picked up here by Engel into the corner for Lager. Wallace up top for Haley. And stolen away here by Allie Brown, and then knocked back away here by Engel. And they're going to get a foul against Abby Brown. That'll be her first, team's second. Just 2.5 here into the ball game. Haley will inbounds here as Worth County with a 4-0 lead. Wallace gets the ball underneath the basket on the inbounds, but then has it knocked away and a jump ball forced here by Worth County, and it goes back to the Lady Tigers.
Well, both teams kind of bitten by the turnover bug early. I was wondering who the first team is that can kind of settle in.
Abby Brown trying to send it down to the block for Steele, picked up by Ruckman. Gets it back to Steele underneath the basket. Double teamed, and she will knock it out of bounds here off of a Lady Bulldog foot.
Good help by the Bulldogs. One of the things that makes Steele a tough matchup is if you put a bigger player on her, she goes outside and can drive around her. And right now Stanberry's got a guard on, a smaller guard on her. She's trying to go down inside with her.
Allie Brown can't get the shot to go. Rebound picked up, though, by Wallace.
Strong rebound by Wallace. In traffic.
Over to the right wing for Lager. She'll send it up now for Haley. We're 3 minutes here into the first quarter of play. 4-0, Worth County with the lead. Haley Adwell checked in during the last stoppage for Worth County. Haley over there now for Matson up top. Lager drives in, over now to Engel right wing, back to Lager. Worth County doing a good job keeping that entrance pass down to the block from coming in as Wallace misses on a deep two. Allie Brown up top here for Shearer. Gets it for Abby Brown, fakes it from the elbow, then drives to the bucket and puts it in off the glass for two. 6-0, Worth County leads halfway through the first quarter of play.
One of the questions I might have, too, if Stanberry gets down, then that Worth County defense really starts to collapse inside, and I just think you're going to have trouble if they get very far behind early in the game. It's going to be tough for them to come back.
Taylon Dirks will check in here for Haley. Steele to bring the ball across midcourt here for the Lady Tigers. Over to left wing here for Haley Adwell.
Adwell had a good game second half in the Consolation semifinal. Had a tough time getting anything to fall early, and then I think she had 4 or 5 shots in a row and a free throw in a crucial time of the game.
Yes. Allie Brown can't get it to go, then Steele can't get it to go, and then a timeout going to be called here by Stanberry. A 30-second Petty John Auto Center timeout. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
We're for the state of Missouri. We're for Ozark Mountains and Midwest Plains. Caves, beaches, cliffs, bridges, yeah, we're for all that. We're for St. Louis, St. Peter, St. Joseph, St. James, and every little town with a funny name. We're for cashew chicken, Springfield style. We're for 50-degree temperature swings in one day. We're not a fan of tornadoes, but we're here for those too. We're for people who would live here, people who won't, people who farm and for people who don't. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you're a Missourian, we're for you.
Contact your Missouri Farm Bureau agent Tammy Siddons of West Rieger Agency in Gentry County at 660-726-5253.
6-0. Worth County with the lead. 3:22 left to play here in this first quarter in this girls' consolation game here from the Albany tournament. And this year, the 45th Albany Invitational Girls Tournament. Trying to feed it inside for Wallace. Knocked away. Picked up here by Allie Brown. Kenna Steele to bring the ball across midcourt. Sending it right wing to Adwell. Down for Shearer. Back at Haley Adwell just off the front iron. Misses, and this one going to be out of bounds here off of Stanberry.
Shearer did a nice thing, though. Little drive right into the lane to draw two defenders. Didn't allow herself to get trapped. Found Adwell wide open. Didn't get the shot, but still good offense.
Ball ends bounced here for Shearer. Abby Brown up to Adwell up the high post. Back out to Allie Brown. Abby Brown trying to send it into Allie Brown. Knocked away right to Steele. Kind of got bumped off her line as she tried to go to the basket. Couldn't get it to fall. Angle, top of the key. 2.5 left here in this first quarter. Wallace inside the paint. Shot off the mark. Rebound made by Angle.
Like the Bulldogs trying to do a little high-low post action with Matson and Wallace. If you don't have the driver of the shot, look for a pass from the high post, low post, maybe a lob.
Lager sends it over for Dirks, trying to send it inside to Matson. And it'll be a tie-up that'll stay here with the Lady Bulldogs. Dirks will check out as Haley checks back in. Lindsay Haley to inbounds. Wallace with it on the block, sends it out to Lager. Up top for Haley. Feeding it inside to Wallace, knocked away, picked up by Adwell. 2 minutes left here in this opening quarter of play. It's a 6-0 Worth County lead. Sending it into Steele inside to the block and knocked away. Steele really couldn't get anything on it, and the pass to Abby Brown was stolen away by Wallace.
Wallace is doing a yeoman's work on defense down inside. We worried about her strength. She's ripped the ball away several times.
And Shearer knocks away the pass. Trying to bring it down in again to Wallace. Now trying to send over to Matson, stolen away by Adwell. A minute 10 left here in this opening quarter of play. Adwell over for Shearer up at the top of the key. And it looks now like Stanberry out more in a 2-1-2 zone defense as a travel going to be called here against Worth County.
Well, I think that's what Worth County is going to see a lot. It's just going to be jam up everything inside and
try and beat us from the outside.
Yeah.
Up top for Haley, over to left wing here for Angle. 45 seconds remain here in the quarter. Adwell up top again to Log over to left wing to Angle, trying to feed it down inside. Wallace off the glass for two to get Stanberry on the board.
Well, and then once you do that, then the next catch is keeping Worth County off the glass. And so far,
Yes.
Stanberry has held their own in that regard.
Trying to feed it inside. Abby Brown as she's falling away, can't get it to fall. Wallace with the rebound. 15 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Stolen away here by Adwell. And she's going to take it herself and lay it in off the glass.
Boy, that's
Nice anticipation and nice take to finish.
and a killer for the Bulldogs.
Wallace from the baseline bounces it in off the glass.
Well, and that's a good answer for the Bulldogs.
8-4, Worth County with the lead after one quarter of play. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
The Gentry and Worth County Cattlemen's Associations are proud to sponsor the students of the Albany, King City, Stanberry, and Worth County school districts. The Gentry and Worth County Cattlemen's Association would like to congratulate last year's scholarship recipients: Kirby Stevens of Albany, Corbin Fletchell and Ben Messner of Stanberry, Chloe Iberger of King City, and Molly Miller of Worth County. When life never stops moving, one thing will always bring your family together: beef. It's what's for dinner.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand the hard work that goes into building and sustaining your business, and that's why we offer customizable policies that protect everything you've worked hard for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves. Contact me today.
For details, stop by and talk to Agent David Smith at 116 South Smith Street in Albany, or at 303 North Park Street in Stanberry, or call 660-726-3536 today.
And welcome back out again here to Albany as we get ready to start second quarter action. It's an 8-4 lead here in favor of the Worth County Tigers, and they will have the basketball to start out the second quarter as well. Haley Adwell had a good steal right before the quarter ended, and then Kylie Matson able to put in a nice shot off the glass before the buzzer to kind of answer. Keeps it at a 4-point ball game. Sending it up. Trying to send it down to the block, pass a little behind. Steele knocked away to the hands of Matson. Off the hands of Wallace.
You're right, 2-1-2 zone will accomplish the same thing we were talking about with the sagging man-to-man.
And now the shot from Haley from three is short. Taylor Sanders will check in here along with Laney Cusat. Up to the high post, Allie Brown now back to the weak side block to Steele. Has it knocked away and then almost stolen away there by Allie Brown to force a jump ball. I'll give it here to Stanberry.
You know my thoughts on that. Let that go just another click or two. Make sure it's a true jump ball and not a just got temporarily got my hands on it.
That one knocked away off the hands of Haley Adwell as they try to bring it into Lager. Haley gets it up now for Matson up the high post. Lager in the corner, back up top. Angle, trying to feed it in for Wallace inside the paint. Spins, off the mark, rebound made here by Allie Brown. Adwell leaves it off for Steele. Falls to the ground, picked up by Stanberry.
Well, we're not keeping track of rebounds and picking up loose balls, but Wallace has a bunch.
And that time the pass for Wallace, stolen away again here by Allie Brown. She's got quite a few steals as Stanberry trying to force the ball down in the block to Wallace.
Well, you use the right word.
There's
forced.
A lot of forced passes,
Forced.
yes.
Doesn't mean you can't get it in there, but
No.
you just got to be patient.
Trying to go to the high post, sort of a little high for Allie Brown. Picked up here by Worth County, jump ball. And it'll stay with Worth County. Taylon Dirks checks in here for Lager for Stanberry. And we've got Elizabeth Brown, Abby Brown, and also Riley Ruckman checking in for Worth County. Steele, Adwell, and Allie Brown check out. See if maybe Stanberry goes on a little bit of a run here with Steele and the two Browns out. With Allie Brown out and Adwell. Sanders up top for Ruckman over left wing. Elizabeth Brown shot from three. Off iron. Rebound is going to be pulled in here by Engel. Amelia Wallace guarded here by Elizabeth Brown. Trying to bring it down to the block here for Taylon Dirks. Out to the corner, Matson. Mats it up at the high post. Trying to get it to Dirks, knocked and stolen away here by the freshman Ruckman. And she is going to be fouled here on the floor, and it's going to go against Lindsay Haley. That is going to be her first, team's first.
And I wouldn't pretend to tell coaches what to do, but if there's one thing I see that Stanberry might do to relieve some pressure on that pass to the high post would be to have the point guard flare to one wing or the other to draw the defender away, because right now anytime it goes in there, whoever's guarding the point guard just turns around and jams up the high post.
The shot from Sanders from three, no good, and then it was Cusat's shot that was knocked away out of bounds off of Stanberry. We're 3 minutes here into the second quarter of play, still looking for the first points here of the quarter. Knocked away by Wallace. Gets it for Engel. Her shot short. And Amelia Wallace with the rebound goes up and is going to be fouled. We go to line to shoot two. And the foul going to go against Abby Brown. That's going to be her second, team's third.
So Wallace picked up the steal, made the pass for what could have been an assist. Missed the shot.
Gets the rebound.
She hustled it down, got the offensive rebound, and drew the foul.
She'll make the first as Adwell, Allie Brown, and Kenna Steele come back in. Ruckman, Sanders, and Cusat sit. Second free throw from Wallace, no good. Rebound made by Steele. 8-5, Worth County with the three-point lead. Shear gets it for Steele. Dribbles in, can't get it to go. Picks up her own rebound. Now pulls it back out. Up top for Shear. For Adwell. Up top to Elizabeth Brown. Cross court for Shear, and she's going to be called here for the travel. Eight to 5 as we're just about halfway through the second quarter of play. Worth County with the lead over Stanberry. Engel drives, and a foul going to be called here against Worth County. And they're going to get it here against Allie Brown. That'll be her first, team's fourth. Dirk set to inbounds. Into the corner, Engel for two, no good, long. Wallace loses it on the shot. Picked up here by Brown, now gives it off here to Steele.
Thought Steele might have got a piece of that as Wallace went back up for the putback.
And now a foul here against Stanberry's Taylon Dirks. That'll be her first, team second. Steele top of the key. Over to Adwell, can't control the pass, goes to Wallace, and Adwell going to be called here for the foul. That'll be her first, team's fifth. Ruckman will check in here for Adwell.
Might not have been a bad foul, really.
Yeah.
Put Wallace in a position where she can go coast to coast.
Auger left wing up top now here for Engel. Trying to send it over top, the defense for Wallace. Her shot off the mark, off the side of the backboard. Gets a rebound, puts it back up and in for two. Wallace here with 5 points in the ball game. Her team trails 8-7 with 3:25 left here in the second quarter. Shearer trying to send it inside. Saw Allie Brown open just late. Wallace drives in. And they're going to get a block here on Ruckman. And you notice just at the very end, she kind of turned her body, and that's what caused the blocking foul instead of the charge. So stay up strong, go up, and don't turn the body, and maybe you get the charge.
Well, I think she saw right at the last minute Wallace
was going to try and hook
off
around
to
her.
the right, and she tried to stay in front.
Wallace sinks the first to tie this game up at 8.
Boy, the first thing that jumps out at me watching her is, I mean, she hasn't hit every shot, but she's been pretty relentless.
Yes.
I mean, she just stays. She doesn't give up on plays. She stays after the ball until the other team has it. Defensively, I can't imagine how many steals and rebounds, loose ball recovery she's got.
And now Stanberry with a 1-point lead. Worth County still looking for their first points here of the quarter. Stanberry on a 7-0 run, going back to the last second shot to end the first quarter. And Ruckman from 3 at the top of the key, no good. Angle with the rebound. Angle sends it over to Wallace. Drives baseline. And a foul going to be called here on the floor against Worth County. While she was shooting. And it's going to go against Allie Brown, so Wallace will go to the line for 2 more free throws. I believe 3 for 4. Yes, 3 for 4 from the free throw line tonight so far.
Well, the fouls are starting to mount a little bit on Worth County again, too.
So it was a foul called on the floor, but it's the bonus time here for Stanberry. So shooting the 1-and-1, here's Wallace. And she makes the first. Second free throw from Wallace, good as well. She's now got 9 here in the ball game as her team leads 11-8, 2:40 left here in the second quarter in this girls' consolation game here from the Albany tournament. Trying to feed it up to the high post, that time for Steele. The shot off the mark from Rush. Rebound made by Steele. Rush up the high post, and now Worth County having the same problems that Stanberry did in the first quarter, trying to force the ball maybe a little bit too much to Steele.
And another steal by Wallace.
And Adwell almost comes away with another anticipated steal. Rush checks out, checking back in, Laney Coussat. Amelia Wallace in the corner, gets it for Angle. Loses it, and it's going to be picked up here by Elizabeth Brown. She'll be fouled by Lager. That'll be her first, just the team's third here in the half. Haley Adwell left wing, up top now for Elizabeth Brown. Adwell left wing inside for Steele, back up to Adwell. Dribbles in, and going to be called for the travel.
Well, what really makes it tough for the Tigers, if you look at the Bulldog zone, virtually all 5 people are below the free throw line, either at or below.
Yeah. Basically just daring Worth County to try and shoot the 3 because they think that they won't be able to make it. Wallace misses on the 3, comes back, gets the pass back in, and then knocks it in off the glass. And now a timeout going to be called here by Worth County. We're back after this Petty John Auto Center timeout. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Bank Northwest is a full-service bank offering checking, interest-bearing accounts, savings accounts, certificates of deposit, safe deposit boxes, as well as agricultural, real estate, business, and consumer loans. Bank Northwest features 5 locations in Northwest Missouri in Bethany, Cameron, Hamilton, Polo, and Stanberry, as well as 8 easy-to-use ATM locations throughout the area as well. Bank Northwest is your hometown bank covering Northwest Missouri. Bank Northwest, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Stanberry now leads 13-8 after they're on an 11-0 run, dating back to the last second shot by Kylie Madsen to end the first quarter. Sanders brings the ball across midcourt. Sends it up now for Haley Adwell. Adwell from just inside the three-point line misses short. Now back in transition, Wallace. Dribbles in, off glass, no good. Picks up her own rebound and picks up the foul. Foul here against Worth County. Going to go against Haley Adwell. That'll be her second. Team's eighth. Wallace misses on the first. Shear will check in here for Taylor Sanders. Second free throw attempt from Wallace. Bounces off back iron and falls in. 14-8 now the lead. Stanberry outscoring Worth County here in the second quarter, 10-0. As Elizabeth Brown's pass sails out of bounds. And now Ruckman will check in here for Elizabeth Brown. Lindsay Haley up top now to Engel. And has it stolen away? No, not quite stolen away by Adwell. Inside for Matson. And they're going to get a foul, I believe, against Riley Ruckman here on the floor. We'll go against Ruckman, and it will be on the floor. So going to the line now for the 1-and-1. For the final time here will be Stanberry and Kylie Matson. First free throw attempt is good.
And I would take issue that it was on the floor, but her arms were trying to get up to get the ball up into a shooting position. I don't know whatever constitutes a foul in the act of shooting.
Yeah. Matson sinks them both. The 16 points for Stanberry come from Amelia Wallace and Kylie Matson. 4 points for Matson and 12 points so far for Wallace. Ruckman over to the left wing for Shear. Right wing to Adwell, back up to Ruckman. Has it bounce off her foot. Matson comes away with it, gets it here now to Wallace. And they're going to get a double dribble here with 3.8 against Wallace. So Worth County has the ability to come away with the last second shot. And we'll start out the basketball to start the half.
I think she was going to try to get it to Angle, and then she looked at the clock and then thought better of it, and that forced the double dribble, I think.
Ruckman to inbounds. Shear, shot, no good. So at the end of the first half, it's a 16-8 Stanberry lead. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Northwest Cell, your local cell phone provider, is a proud supporter of all local schools. Northwest Cell has authorized agents located in Albany, Grant City, Maryville, Mound City, Oregon, Rockport, Stanberry, and Tarkio. Stop in at any of Northwest Cell's authorized agents or visit nwmcell.com to learn about their FlexPay Unlimited data plan or any of this month's hot deals.
AppleNap Insurance in Grant City is a Farmer Mutual company that is happy to provide you and your family with all of your insurance needs. Ben AppleNap can provide you with insurance for your home, auto, or farm liability. Give Ben AppleNap of AppleNap Insurance in Grant City a call today at 660-564-2406. That's 660-564-2406, representing Grinnell Mutual. Dr. Darcy Schieber of Northwest Chiropractic Clinic in Stanberry is committed to providing chiropractic solutions to address your unique needs. Whether you're experiencing back pain, neck pain, headaches, or even muscular tightness and tension from a fall or slip, Dr. Darcy Schieber can help. If your athlete has suffered an injury this sports season, call Dr. Darcy Schieber at 660-235-8037 to get your athlete ready for the next sports season. Northwest Chiropractic Clinic in Stanberry, adjusting you today for a better tomorrow.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask Shelter agent Kent Peterson and Stanberry about Shelter's competitive auto insurance rates. When you bank at H&B Bank, you bank with a financial institution that people trust. You also bank with an institution that handles decision-making locally. When you're in need of lending advice, turn to the bank that carries experience and compassion for every situation. With loans available for home mortgages, rural land, ag lending, and much more, you can trust that H&B Bank provides the right fit for all your needs. Come see the staff at the Stanberry branch and see how H&B Bank is making it possible. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Sherry's Pharmacy in Grant City is your hometown pharmacy with the pharmacist that was born and raised in Grant City. Sherry's Pharmacy doesn't just put pills in the bottle, they bring true pharmaceutical care to Northwest Missouri. Fast and friendly prescription service is what you will get each time you enter Sherry's Pharmacy. So if you are tired of just being another number at the chain stores, come visit Sherry's Pharmacy in Grant City to experience the difference. Or call Sherry's Pharmacy in Grant City today at 660-564-DRUG.
Welcome back out again here to Albany and the girls' consolation game. It's a 16-8 lead here for Stanberry over Worth County. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Help you bring you tonight's broadcast of Stanberry Worth County girls basketball. BTC Bank, Petty John Auto Center's locations in Bethany and Albany. Winter Circle trophies and awards north of Albany and the Albany Hy-Vee. The BNG in the Morning podcast. Farm Bureau agent Tammy Siddons in Gentry County. Northwest Ellen Bank Northwest. Shelter Insurance agent Kent Peterson in Stanberry. H&B Bank of Stanberry. Apple Nap Insurance of Grant City along with Sherry's Pharmacy of Grant City. The Stanberry Worth County School Districts along with the Printery, a new shopper located in Albany. Remember your halftime tonight brought to you here by your Albany Hy-Vee. Find everything on your grocery list and a smile in the aisles at your Albany Hy-Vee. Take a look at the stats here from the ball game for Stanberry. They're shooting 4 for 18
Pharmacy
from the
in
field.
Grant City is your hometown pharmacy with the pharmacist that was born and raised in Grant City.
The free throw line.
Sherry's Pharmacy
They're
doesn't just put pills in the bottle.
Wallace with 12,
they bring true pharmaceutical care to Northwest Missouri. Fast and friendly prescription service is what you will get each time you enter Sherry's Pharmacy.
Line.
So if you are tired of just being another number at the chain stores,
for Worth County, they're led in scoring by Kenneth Steele with 4 points, 2 points for Haley Adwell, 2 points for Allie Brown. So, Mike, both teams with 4 field goals there in the first half. The difference is the 8 for 10 from the free throw line here for Stanberry.
Well, yeah, that is the difference in the ball game. And the other thing, I mean, Stanberry pitched a shutout in the second quarter, and I think primarily because Stanberry went to a 2-3 or 2-1-2 zone.
Yeah.
And they've just really packed it down in, and they've made it virtually impossible for Worth County to get an uncontested pass in there.
And also have limited their second chance opportunities as well.
Right. And it also cuts down some of the driving lanes.
Yes.
Kenneth Steele had a couple of baskets early, just on putting the ball on the floor and going to the basket. Those driving lanes are no longer there. But I think both teams have been bitten by the turnover bug, just trying to force the ball inside. I know it's what you want to do, but just if you'll just be patient, reverse the ball, penetrate, kick it out, sooner or later, if nothing else, human error takes over.
Yes.
On defense. And if you get a defensive team that can play or will play for 45 to 60 seconds, man, you got something there. But I don't know if we would have needed a shot clock before we got to a turnover here in the first quarter. So, yeah, the other thing that obviously would help Worth County if somebody knocked down a couple of perimeter shots. But the catch is it can't be just one. I mean, if somebody
they're going to have to hit down probably 3 or 4 before you kind of pull them out of that 2-1-2 zone.
Yeah, it's one of those. If you're coaching and the other team's struggling from the perimeter, you don't get too worked up. They hit one. Now the same person hits 2 or 3, like happened with the Albany boys and Tim Papa.
Yes.
Drilled 3 out of 4. Yeah, then maybe you got to be concerned.
Exactly.
And that's the easiest way to loosen things up. But Kylie Matson has been really tough in the middle of the zone. Amelia Wallace has just kind of been a one-girl
One-man
wrecking
crew,
crew,
yeah.
roaming back and forth. I mean, one of the things I wished I'd done was be able to keep rebounds. Steals, she's got to have 5 to 6 steals in the first half, not to mention the loose balls that she's picked up. And when I say rebounds, not only defense, but defensive rebounds.
Offensive, too.
But she's been a horse on the offensive boards as well. So if you're Worth County, I think you've got to figure out how to penetrate that tough zone inside, particularly if the outside shots don't go. And Stanberry's done a pretty good job boxing out.
Yes.
So they're not letting Worth County get to the boards either. So see if they can get something, loosen that up.
We'll be back with start the second half when we come back in just a moment here on Albany TV.
Your hometown Albany Hy-Vee is your sporting snack headquarters for all of your favorite sports. If you want to bring the smells of the games to your living room, your Albany Hy-Vee has you covered. So make a big play by getting all of your sports snack favorites before the next big play happens at your local Albany Hy-Vee.
Where there's a helpless smiling area, shop Hy-Vee.
We're for the state of Missouri. We're for Ozark Mountains and Midwest Plains. Caves, beaches, cliffs, bridges, yeah, we're for all that. We're for St. Louis, St. Peter, St. Joseph, St. James, and every little town with a funny name. We're for cashew chicken, Springfield style. We're for 50-degree temperature swings in one day. We're not a fan of tornadoes, but we're here for those too. We're for people who would live here, people who won't, people who farm, and for people who don't. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you're a Missourian, we're for you.
Contact your Missouri Farm Bureau agent, Tammy Siddons of West Rieger Agency in Gentry County at 660-726-5253. The Gentry and Worth County Cattlemen's Associations are proud to sponsor the students of the Albany, King City, Stanberry, and Worth County school districts. The Gentry and Worth County Cattlemen's Association would like to congratulate last year's scholarship recipients, Kirby Stevens of Albany, Corbin Fletchell and Ben Messner of Stanberry, Chloe Iberger of King City, and Molly Miller of Worth County. When life never stops moving, one thing will always bring your family together. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is
Welcome back out again here to Albany as we get ready to start second quarter action. Halftime tonight on Albany TV, brought to you by your Albany Hy-Vee. Find everything on your grocery list and a smile in the aisles at your Albany Hy-Vee. It'll be Stanberry basketball to start out the second half. They will start out with Engel, Matson, Haley, Lager, and Wallace. Worth County will start out with their original five: Shearer, Sanders, Allie and Abby Brown, and Kenneth Steele.
Well, I kind of wondered if Worth County would change their defense but to deal with Wallace, but that really hasn't been their issue.
No.
I mean, their issue is what's happening on the offensive end. If the fouls don't bother them, and they're deep enough and play a lot of kids, that really is not something that does seem to bother them. So
ball inbounds down on the block, put up off the glass there by Wallace to put Stanberry up again. They're now on a 16-0 run dating back to the end of the first quarter. Sanders over to the right wing here for Shear. Up top to Sanders. Dribbles in, and a foul going to be called here against Stanberry. And it goes here against Katie Engel. It'll just be her first. We talked earlier in pregame that Worth County might be okay sending Stanberry to the free throw line. Well, Stanberry comes out and hits 8 of 10 in the first quarter, or here in the first half. And Steele on the block puts it back down, and foul called here on the floor as Haley will foul Allie Brown. And that foul is going to be her second, team second as well.
One thing Stanberry does pretty well in their zone, their guards do come out to meet you when you first bring the ball up. Just enough to make it uncomfortable to make that pass inside, but as soon as the ball goes to the wing, they both immediately drop down below the free throw line and just jam everything up.
Sheer shot off the mark. Kenneth Steele comes out after taking a shot there down to the baseline, so checking in for her was Lainey Cousette. Matson runs into the Worth County defense, gets a tie up, and the jump ball will go to Worth County. And ball inbounds here for Allie Brown. Paige Shear brings it across the timeline. Up top for Sanders. Over to the right wing for Cousette. Cousette right wing. Trying to feed it inside. Nobody home though for Worth County. Picked up by Matson. Into the corner, Lager. For Wallace, her shot from the baseline, good.
But she likes to turn over that left shoulder as she goes.
A timeout now called here by Worth County, a 30-second timeout. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand the hard work that goes into building and sustaining your business. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect everything you've worked hard for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves. Contact me today.
For details, stop by and talk to Agent David Smith at 116 South Smith Street in Albany, or at 303 North Park Street in Stanberry, or call 660-726-3536 today.
Welcome back out again here to Albany for this girls' consolation final here from the Albany tournament. It'll be Worth County basketball coming out of the Petty John Auto Center timeout. Make sure to check out Petty John Auto Center on Facebook or online at pettyjohnauto.com. Shear has the ball knocked away. Picked up here by Engel. Puts up the shot. Can't get it to fall. Rebound is going to be pulled in here by Allie Brown. Stanberry still unable to get points out of anybody but Wallace and Matson. And Abby Brown's pass to Allie Brown down on the baseline, a little too tall for it to go out of bounds. And, Mike, we brought it up during the timeout there. Going into the final 3 seconds of the first quarter, it was an 8-2 Worth County lead. It's now a 20-8 lead here for Stanberry on an 18-0 run. And this one tipped out of bounds off the hands of Kylie Matson.
Well, we had a game the other night where we said the first 1 to 30 wins. I don't know, that may be the case here too, but Worth County's trying to go some high-low post, and it's not a terrible idea if I had that personnel, but the problem is as soon as that ball goes in the high post, Stanberry's got 3 people bothering the passer, so they don't have, even if the post player was open down low, they're making it extremely difficult to even make any type of good pass to get her the ball.
Yes, another timeout taken, this time by Stanberry. Back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Bank Northwest is a full-service bank offering checking, interest-bearing accounts, savings accounts, certificates of deposit, safe deposit boxes, as well as agricultural, real estate, business, and consumer loans. Bank Northwest features 5 locations in Northwest Missouri in Bethany, Cameron, Hamilton, Polo, and Stanberry. as well as 8 easy-to-use ATM locations throughout the area as well. Bank Northwest is your hometown bank covering Northwest Missouri. Bank Northwest, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And welcome back out again here to Albany. 20-8, 5:22 left to play here in the third quarter. The basketball up at the top of the key, angled, gets it down for Matson. Over to Haley. Trying to send it in for Wallace. Knocked away. She's still to come back with now for Haley. Trying to feed it into Wallace. Knocked away. Jump ball. And it's going to stay here with Stanberry.
Well, now Stanberry can't afford to be really patient. You know, as a general rule, the thinking when I was younger, and I don't know that it's changed that much, that it takes you a little bit longer to score against a zone than a man-to-man defense. So the big key is to just be patient, keep the ball moving, and sooner or later somebody's going to get an open look.
Wallace misses on the shot. Matson fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. The foul going to be called here against Abby Brown. That'll be her third, team's first.
Now, Stanberry did a pretty good job this last possession, got themselves to the free throw line, but I think both teams have just kind of been in a little bit of a hurry to try to get a shot off.
Yes.
So just be patient. It'll happen.
Second free throw from Matson leaves it short off iron. Ball tipped around, and it's going to be picked up here by Adwell. Adwell scored the last point for Worth County, as a jump ball will stay here with Worth County.
Little trap there in the corner. I don't know if that was a
Anticipate.
planned
I don't think it was
defense
planned.
or-
Ball inbounds for Allie Brown into the corner to Adwell. Back for Steele. Dribbles in and trying to send the pass to the block for Abby Brown. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Stanberry basketball. Adwell checks out as Ruckman checks in. Angle top of the key. Dribbles down to the baseline and knocked out of bounds here off of the Lady Tigers. They had Kylie Matson on the weak side block if they needed it.
Yeah, I think she needed maybe one more dribble around the corner to get the pass there, but
Trying to get it to Wallace. They're going to get a foul here against Kenna Steele. Foul against Steele is going to be her first, team second. Dirks inbound for Matson, and she's going to be fouled. Will go to the line to shoot two. And the foul goes against Abby Brown. That'll be her fourth.
well, you're not going to get many shots off against Worth County without being challenged.
Yes, that is correct.
It's almost, you're in that close, you're going to have to shoot 2 free throws.
Matson misses on the first after hitting her free throws in the first half. She was 2 for 2 in the first half, now 1 for 3 here in the second. Second free throw from Matson. Off back iron, rebound picked up here by Steele. And driving in Adwell, she'll be fouled and will shoot the first free throws of the night here for Worth County. Foul this time will go against Taylor Dirks. That'll be her second, team's third. Adwell sinks the first and ends what was almost a quarter and a half scoring drought.
Well, Adwell had a big second half the other night. Probably needs to have another one because she is capable of hitting those outside jump shots.
Yes. And Adwell hits them both, makes it 21-10 here. Trying to feed it down to the block here for Matson. And it'll be a jump ball. Stays here with Stanberry. And Lindsay Haley will check in here for Taylor Dirks. Ball inbounds for Matson from the baseline, makes it.
And I didn't see who inbounded the ball, but did a good job of waiting.
It was Lindsay Haley.
Haley did a nice job of waiting and found the screener. And sometimes the screener turns to go help on the cutter, and the screener's the one that's wide open. Good job by Haley as well as Matson to finish.
With it up at the top of the key here, Katie Engel over now for Haley. Matson back to Haley, right wing. Up top for Engel. From three. Off back iron. Wallace with the rebound. Goes back up, can't get it to fall. Steele comes away with it.
Might have been partially blocked by Allie Brown. There you go.
Shear from the baseline, can't get it to fall. Adwell with the rebound. Tries going back up. Gets the bucket and the foul.
That's a tough shot.
Yes, tough angle.
Tough angle.
With
Somebody
three
hanging all over your
defenders.
arm. Yeah.
And the foul that time against Stanberry called against Wallace. That's her first. Adwell crosses the line. Just underneath 3 minutes left to play here in this third quarter, 23-12. Lager checks out as Dirks checks back in here for the Lady Bulldogs. Adwell gets it for Steele. Trying to send it over to Adwell. Her shot tipped. Wallace with the rebound.
Not sure where Steele was trying to go with that pass. But Adwell bailed her out.
Into the corner here for Kylie Matson. Up for Dirks up at the free throw line. Corner, Wallace from two. Leaves it short. Comes away with her own rebound. Will be fouled. And will go to the line to shoot two. And how many times has she done that so far
Well,
tonight,
I was going to
Mike?
say, if you're a fan of follow your shot, which
Yes.
you hear from the bleachers quite often, she's done a really good job of that. Kenna Steele did
Yes.
that really well the other night, too.
First shot here from Wallace. Rolls around and falls out. Second free throw here from Wallace is good. Wallace with 17 points here in the ball game. 24-12 is the lead in favor of Stanberry in this girls' consolation matchup. 2 minutes remain here in the third quarter. Ruckman over to the right wing for Shear, and the pass just off the mark, out of bounds. Elizabeth Brown, Taylor Sanders will check in as Ruckman and Shear will check out here for the Lady Tigers. Katie Engel to bring it across the timeline. Dribbles into the free throw line, gets it to Dirks, trying to send it inside for Ruckman, swatted back out. Now Wallace from outside for two. No good. And the ball on the floor will go to Worth County after the jump ball. Lenny Cusant will check in here for Kenna Steele. With 1:38 left here in this third quarter. Adwell up top for Elizabeth Brown. Back to Adwell, left wing. Top of the key, Sanders from three. Banks it in.
Well, we've talked about it before. Sometimes when you bank it in, it's your night.
Trying to send it to Matson. It's going to go off the hands, though, of Adwell after it went off Matson. And it'll go out of bounds here off the Lady Tigers as Lager will check in for Dirks. Lindsay Haley will inbounds. And Elizabeth Brown comes away with the steal. Leaves it up now here for Taylor Sanders, who brings it across the timeline. Over for Adwell, back up again for Sanders. Loses it on the pass. Trying to get it for Cusat now. Out to the left wing here for Adwell as she kept that one from going out of bounds. Elizabeth Brown back for Sanders, top of the key three. That time just off the mark to the left. Lindsay Haley with the rebound.
Well,
24-15, 20 seconds left here in the third.
Go for one.
Unless you get a
I know parents.
open.
I know fans hate that. But
Wallace out for Angle from three. Off iron, rebound made by Sanders. And a foul called here against Stanberry with 6.8. And it's going to go against Kylie Matson. That'll be her first.
saw this a little bit in the first half. My college coach was just death on
Bank
not
Northwest
letting
is a full-service
other
bank
team
offering
score.
checking, interest-bearing accounts, savings accounts, certificates of deposit,
Wallace at
safe
the
deposit
buzzer.
boxes,
No good.
as well as
Shot would not
agricultural,
have
real
counted.
estate,
My college
business,
coach was
and
just
consumer
death on
loans.
letting the other
Bank
team
Northwest
score right
features
before
5
the end of the
locations in Northwest
half.
Missouri.
And he always wanted to be the first one to score in the game and the first one to score the second half. He just thought that set the tempo. And if we gave up a late basket, there was big trouble. But I don't know if that's as big an issue for people anymore.
Yeah.
As I said before, I'm old.
We'll be back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Bank Northwest is a full-service bank offering checking, interest-bearing accounts, savings accounts, certificates of deposit, safe deposit boxes, as well as agricultural, real estate, business, and consumer loans. Bank Northwest features 5 locations in Northwest Missouri in Bethany, Cameron, Hamilton, Polo, and Stanberry, as well as 8 easy-to-use ATM locations throughout the area as well. Bank Northwest is your hometown bank covering Northwest Missouri. Bank Northwest, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Bank Northwest is a full-service bank.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? Petty John Auto Center in Bethany and Albany has got you covered. Petty John's makes buying your next vehicle transparent, simple, and easy. We have no hidden fees and upfront pricing on every vehicle in stock at pettyjohnauto.com. That's pettyjohnauto.com.
Stanberry basketball starting the fourth quarter of play. 24-15. Stanberry trying to come home with the consolation win as that one pass from Matson, nobody home on the block like she was expecting. Taylor Sanders, top of the key, sends it over to left wing here for Haley. Up top to Shear, right wing, Sanders. Shot from 3 is going to be fouled and will go to the line to shoot 3. The foul will go against Engel. And that's going to be her. So the foul here against Engel is going to be her second. Sanders sinks the first.
Kind of a cardinal no-no. What's the old, you never foul the jump shooter?
Yes.
Well, you definitely don't foul the three-point shooters.
She'll hit the second.
Got the hat trick.
She'll hit them all. Makes it now a 6-point ball game.
Oh, I think this is a good move.
And a carry going to be called here against Wallace.
I think Worth County came with a little pressure. I think it just kind of caught Stanberry by surprise. And they get rewarded with the turnover.
So down 6, Worth County with the basketball here. 40 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter of play. The ball tipped out of bounds. That time off the hands of Katie Engel. Ball goes underneath the bleachers. Referees laughing that official Dave Fash should climb underneath there.
Yeah.
Kenneth Steele sends it over to left wing here for Shear. Up top now for Sanders. Over left wing, Adwell. Back up top for Sanders. Into the corner.
And better
Shear.
patience by the Tigers.
And now the pass to Steele. They're going to get a foul here against the Lady Bulldogs, and it's going to go against Kylie Manson. And that is going to be her now second. And the team 7th, so going to the line for the 1-and-1 here will be Steele.
Well,
and
but
Worth County shot no free throws in the first half. Here in the second half, they are now 10 for 6, or they are 5 for 6.
Well,
And a shot off the mark.
A lot better patience for Worth County too, and 5, 6, 7 passes, and you can't do that.
And they're going to get a backcourt violation here against Lager.
And all of a sudden, the pass into Steele was I won't say uncontested, but she was able to draw a foul from it.
Sanders right wing. And a timeout going to be called here by Worth County. We'll be back after this Petty John Arnold Center timeout when we return in a moment here on Albany TV.
Applenap Insurance in Grant City is a farmer mutual company that is happy to provide you and your family with all of your insurance needs. Ben Applenap can provide you with insurance for your home, auto, or farm liability. Give Ben Applenap of Applenap Insurance in Grant City a call today at 660-564-2406. That's 660-564-2406, representing Grinnell Mutual. Dr. Darcy Schieber of Northwest Chiropractic Clinic in Stanberry is committed to providing chiropractic solutions to address your unique needs. Whether you're experiencing back pain, neck pain, headaches, or even muscular tightness and tension from a fall or slip, Dr. Darcy Schieber can help. If your athlete has suffered an injury this sports season, call Dr. Darcy Schieber at 660-235-8037 to get your athlete ready for the next sports season. Northwest Chiropractic Clinic in Stanberry, adjusting you today for a better tomorrow.
And welcome back out again here to Albany following the Petty John Auto Center timeout. Make sure to check out Petty John Auto Center on Facebook or online at pettyjohnauto.com. It's a 6-point ball game. Worth County with the basketball. They trail here to Stanberry in this girls' consolation game. Sheer shot off the mark. Rebound made here by Wallace. Sheer maybe just a little more effort on that shot. It might have got up over the rim.
Yeah, at least Worth County has gotten themselves in a position where a nice pass.
As Kylie Matson comes back and answers with a shot off the glass.
I was going to say with a 6-point lead, and they're still not in the danger zone,
No.
but they were in a position where they could there wasn't that as much urgency. They could stand to take their time a little bit.
Over to the right wing here for Adwell. Up now to Sanders. Left wing to Shear. Sanders from 3. Tries to bank it in again. Can't get it to fall in. And a foul here on the rebound.
So is that bank intentional?
That
Maybe?
would be my guess, the way she tried to get that one to go in as well, as the foul going to be called here against Kenneth Steele, her second, team's 5th. Steele will check out. Checking in here will be Abby Brown.
You didn't need to dribble. Oh, good job by Wallace to come back and help.
And a foul going to be called here against Worth County, which will put the Lady Bulldogs in the bonus from here on out. As the foul goes against Haley Adwell, that'll be her third.
One of the things that jumps out at me is just the awareness.
Yes.
She's just aware of sometimes what needs to be done, even though it may not be the position she's playing at the time.
Angle loses it, picked up here by Abby Brown. Paige Shear gets it for Abby Brown across midcourt for Allie Brown. Block, Haley Adwell, the shot and the foul. We talked about her having to have a big second half. She's got 8 points here in the ball game, 6 coming here in the second half. As the foul here against Lady Bulldogs goes against Lindsay Haley, that's her third. And she crosses the free throw line again. That's the second time that's happened to her. And it negates the good free throw. Ball inbounds for Angle, gets it for Wallace. Sends it across now to Matson. Back to Angle. Back out, or Wallace now back out to Angle over to the right wing for Haley. 5:05 remains here in this fourth quarter of play. Haley's passed the Angle, knocked it back, but Angle able to regain possession on the wing for Haley. Right wing, Lager. Can't get the shot to go. Matson will be fouled on the putback, and that's going to be the end of the night, I believe, here for Abby Brown. And that will be the 5th here against Abby Brown. And checking in for her will be Briley Rush. So Matson, after hitting her first 2 on the day in the first half, in the second half, has gone 1 for 5.
Yeah, she did a good job. Get off the line, reset, clear your head.
Second shot off back iron, but Angle comes away with the rebound. Up top for Haley. Lager falls to her knees, gets it up for Wallace up top now for Haley. Her shot from just in front of the three-point arc blocked away. Lager on the wing, up top to Haley, now for Angle. 4.5 left here in this fourth quarter. Play 26-20. Worth County really hasn't gotten to get it within 6 points since they had the lead. And now a foul going to be called here against Wallace. And going to the line here will be Haley Adwell, who the past couple times have had some trouble crossing the line. That's the second against Wallace. Team's 9th. Worth County will be in the double bonus after this first of the 1-and-1.
Got the happy feet.
And she'll sink the first one.
She's laughing because she was leaning pretty good,
Yeah,
and I
she
think
was.
she stepped over just as the ball went through the basket.
Second free throw.
Looks
Goes
good.
in as well. She's got double digits now at 10. Kylie Matson at midcourt leaves it for Haley. Back out now to Angle. 26-22. We're just about halfway through the fourth quarter of play here in this girls' consolation matchup in the 45th annual Albany's Girls Invitational Tournament. Kylie Matson leaves it over to the right wing for Lager. Up now to Haley. For Wallace. And again with the 4-point lead. Stanberry okay to slow things up and work it around the perimeter. But a foul going to be called here by Worth County's Allie Brown. That'll be her 4th.
I don't know.
Going to the line for the 1-and-1 here will be Wallace, and I don't believe that was planned.
Well, okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but You're
Just seeing that was her fourth.
You're 35 feet from the basket. I'm not sure I'd run up and get that much pressure
That's
on
true.
when she hasn't used her dribble yet. But I would
said,
to give her the benefit of the doubt.
My thing with her, with it being her fourth foul and Amelia Wallace being at the line, the last person you probably want to put there. She'll miss the second. Rebound pulled in here by Steele.
I was just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
The pass to Steele, who wasn't expecting it, is stolen away here by Kylie Matson.
She wasn't looking for it, and to her credit, Kylie Matson was looking for it.
And there's a timeout here by Stanberry before the pass was intercepted there by Allie Brown. We're back with more in a moment after this Petty John Center timeout here on Albany TV.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask Shelter agent Kent Peterson and Stanberry about Shelter's competitive auto insurance rates. When you bank at H&B Bank, you bank with a financial institution that people trust. You also bank with an institution that handles decision-making locally. When you're in need of lending advice, turn to the bank that carries experience and compassion for every situation. With loans available for home mortgages, rural land, ag lending, and much more, you can trust that H&B Bank provides the right fit for all your needs. Come see the staff at the Stanberry branch and see how H&B Bank is making it possible. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back out again here to Albany. 3:13 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Coming out of the Petty John Auto Center timeout, Stanberry basketball. Make sure to check out Petty John Auto Center on Facebook or online at pettyjohnauto.com. 27-22, Stanberry with a 5-point lead. Matson up top here for Wallace. Again, Allie Brown with 4 fouls. Abby Brown already fouled out here in the ball game for Worth County. Now under 3 here to play. Up top for Lager. Over to the right wing to Engel. Up to Wallace. Lindsay Haley over now to Lager. And now if you're Worth County, you have to start thinking about who you might want to start fouling. As Wallace comes in, takes it off the glass too high, can't get it to fall. Steele with the rebound.
Well, you are to the point where you really need a conversion. I mean, you just can't keep coming up empty on the offensive end.
Shear up top for Adwell. Ball tipped around, picked up here by Lindsay Haley. Over for Matson. 2 minutes left to play here in the ball game.
Just hold it until they come out and guard you.
And I believe Coach Bliley's starting to call for the foul, and Kenneth Steele will take down Wallace.
If they're not going to call an intentional foul, there is none.
Because
that was a two-handed shove.
And they're not going to.
No. That was a two-handed shove on the side. I don't think it had malicious intent, but it was.
Wallace misses on the 1-and-1, knocked out of bounds off the hands of Katie Engel.
I would guess if that happens again, you might see it.
Yes.
I'd be surprised if she did that again. I just don't. I think she was just in a hurry to foul. And
both teams now in the double bonus. 27-22, 1:40 left to play here in the ball game. Worth County with the basketball. They trail here to Stanberry. Right wing Elizabeth Brown into the corner. Adwell 2. Drains it. Her foot was on the line for 2, though.
Now you need to be considering who you're going to foul, and I don't know that it's going to be that big a factor.
And now Kenna Steele yelling for her teammates to foul. Shear finally does. And going to line here will be Katie Engel. That'll be the first here against Shear. Team's 10th, so both teams in the double bonus. Engel will shoot 2 free throws. And Engel misses on the first.
Really needs one to get it into a 2-possession game for Stanberry.
Second free throw is good there from Engel. So a 2-possession ball game with 1:10 left here in the fourth quarter. 28-24. Shear up top here for Adwell. High post to Allie Brown. Over to Shear, back up to Adwell. Right wing for Brown. Adwell to Allie Brown, back to Adwell. Again, just in front of the free throw line, tipped there by Haley. And a foul will send Amelia Wallace to the free throw line. The foul will go against Allie Brown, and that'll end her night as she'll foul out of the ball game. That'll bring in Briley Rush.
What do we got here?
So at the free throw line for 2 free throws here will be Wallace. And the first bounces out. The second free throw attempt is good. So it's a 5-point ball game, 29-24. Timeout going to be called here by Worth County with 36.7 remaining. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Sherry's Pharmacy in Grant City is your hometown pharmacy with the pharmacist that was born and raised in Grant City. Sherry's Pharmacy doesn't just put pills in the bottle, they bring true pharmaceutical care to Northwest Missouri. Fast and friendly prescription service is what you will get each time you enter Sherry's Pharmacy. So if you are tired of just being another number at the chain stores, come visit Sherry's Pharmacy in Grant City to experience the difference. Or call Sherry's Pharmacy in Grant City today at 660-564-DRUG.
Pettyjohn Auto Center in Bethany and Albany is a proud sponsor of Albany TV. Pettyjohn's is your local Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer. For new and used vehicles, certified service, and collision center, visit pettyjohnauto.com.
Welcome back out again here to Albany. 36.7 remains here in the ballgame, 29-24. Both teams in the double bonus. Worth County trails by 5. And now the basketball coming out of the Pettyjohn Auto Center timeout. Make sure to check out Pettyjohn Auto Center on Facebook or online, pettyjohnauto.com. Elizabeth Brown to inbounds.
Well, we assume a play has been set up. Oh, there's a chance at a 3.
Elizabeth Brown from 3. Off back iron, rebound going to be made by Lager. She'll be fouled. And the foul is going to go against Kenna Steele, as Lager will go to the line for 2 free throws here. First free throw attempt from Lager. Is good. Still at a 2-possession ball game, though. If she hits the next one, pretty much seals it to go up 7 points, and does.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for the Tigers right now. You got to go quick. Get leather in the air.
Shear trying to bring it down to the block here for Briley Rush. Steal inside. Now Elizabeth Brown from the block. Can't get it to fall. Rebound made by Haley. And then stolen back away by Shear. Back to Elizabeth Brown. Off fire. No good. Ball rolls around. Picked up now by Wallace. And that will do it. 31-24 is the final. Stanberry comes away with the consolation victory win. We'll be back with the BTC Bank postgame in a moment here on Albany TV.
Show your school spirit with a BTC Bank school mascot debit card. Choose the card that fits your favorite local school, and you can earn that school extra cash. Available for new accounts or replacement cards for an existing account. Visit one of BTC Bank locations to get your school mascot debit card today, where they can instantly issue your new card. BTC Bank, community-minded just like you. Member FDIC.
Community-minded just like you. BTC Bank.
Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards North in Albany is your hometown trophy and award shop. Winner's Circle North makes all kinds of trophies for sports, car shows, livestock shows, baby shows, and more. Winner's Circle North also does plaques of all sizes and kinds. Want something unique? Winner's Circle North has you covered with sublimation gifts and acrylic awards. Order your trophies, awards, or one-of-a-kind items. Call Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards North at 816-632-5599 or find them on Facebook at Winner's Circle North.
Welcome back out again here to Albany. Remember, your tonight's postgame brought to you by BTC Bank. BTC Bank, community-minded, just like you. Let's take a look here at the stats from the ball game for the Stanberry girls. They shoot 8 for 34 from the field, 0 for 4 from the end of the three-point line, 15 for 27 from the free throw line. They're led in scoring tonight by Amelia Wallace with 19 points, 9 points for Kylie Matson, 2 points for Trista Lager, 1 point for Katie Engel. For Worth County, they shoot 8 for 33 from the field, 1 for 8 from behind the three-point arc, 7 for 10 from the free throw line. Led in scoring tonight by Haley Adwell with 12 points, 6 points for Taylor Sanders, 4 points for Kenneth Steele.
Well, similarities in field goal percentage. Neither one of them shot the lights out, both around a little over 25%. The big difference, 15 for 27 from the free throw line for the Bulldogs, 7 for 15 for the Tigers, and that's the ball game. That's the difference in the game.
Well, and the fact that Worth County went a quarter and a half without scoring a point, the second quarter till about midway through the third quarter, Stanberry was able to get out to, I believe, was a 12-point lead, and never really came in question after that.
Well, yeah, and we mentioned that we just thought Worth County tried too much to force the ball down inside. Yes. Mm-hmm. I thought they did make that adjustment late, but it was too late in the fourth quarter and had a tough time rallying from that point. And then on the Stanberry side, it was just too much Amelia Wallace.
Yes. And tonight's Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards North Player of the Game goes to Amelia Wallace. She finishes the night with 19 of Stanberry's 30 points.
Well, and also was probably the leading rebounder.
Yes.
On both ends of the court for either team, and then plus her bunch of steals in the first half. So it wasn't just a scoring.
No.
Total that got her that honor.
We'll be back with the next game featuring the South Harris and Albany boys when we come back in a moment. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Help you bring you tonight's broadcast: BTC Bank, Petty John Auto Centers, locations in Bethany and Albany. Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards north of Albany, along with Albany Hy-Vee and B&G in the Morning podcast. Farm Bureau agent Tammy Siddons in Gentry County, Northwest Cell, Bank Northwest, Shelter Insurance agent Kent Peterson in Stanberry, H&B Bank of Stanberry, Applenap Insurance and Cherry's Pharmacy of Grant City, the Stanberry and Worth County School District, along with the Printer and News Shop, are located in Albany. It's the boys' consolation game coming up for you next as the Stanberry girls win the consolation game here tonight from Albany.